Garrick, thank you for waking up this morning and deciding to talk about this end of the year Hawks stuff with me. Garrick, how are you doing?
I'm great, Josh. It's early, 12 o'clock on the East Coast, Josh. This is my nap time.
All right. Well, you may hear the other voice. We have David with us. I couldn't get enough of him, especially after talking about that Civil War spoiler with him. David, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Unlike Garrett, I've been up since like 7 in the morning, so I'm ready to go.
Man, I hear Destiny going on in your background. For those PlayStation and Xbox, anybody playing Destiny?
Oh yeah, send me an invite. I'm actually sitting in orbit. Let me turn that down.
All right, guys, we have a fun show for you today. We got a lot to talk about. But first of all, let me go ahead and say, Garrick, he finally saw Captain America Civil War. For those of you that don't know, we did a spoiler review on it Thursday, I want to say. Me, David, and who was the third guy? James. We were talking about it. Let me ask Garrick. Garrick, in your quick synopsis, what did you think of the film?
I loved it. Loved everything about it. The plot, the characters, the actors, everything. Captain America, I guess he's just going to run through all the Carter women.
We missed that we missed that in our review. But yeah, he's right.
Oh wow, yeah.
Did you like how at the end when, okay, spoiler for about 2 minutes right here. At the end when he was about to slam his shield down, you thought he was gonna hit his face. I was totally waiting for Tony to say, Martha! Martha!
It would have been a nice flat for us.
Why did you say Martha?
Aunt May is a MILF, I guess.
Oh, jeez. Why, Derek, man, we miss you for the review. There is that, too. Oh, man. Okay, so we were talking about how we loved the movie, but guys, go back, listen to our episode. We talk about like close to an hour about what we thought of the film. Spoiler, I loved it, but you're gonna have to hear what everybody else thought. So go back and listen to that. But moving on, we're talking Hawks today, guys. Guys, we're having our special what should we call this? Like the Caw Cast Casties. What's a cool name for an award show? So I can put it as the title.
The Hawkies? I don't know.
Hawkies.
That's like loogies.
I don't know what we're gonna call this.
Hawkies, I don't know, the Caw-Caws, something.
Caw-Caws. Caw-Caws. The light hashtag, the light bulb. For those people that get my joke there, but I don't know. We should have like a golden statue of Harry the Hawk, or something like that. No. Be like the Oscars, but we'll have a golden statue of Skyhawk. Rest in peace.
Oh, Skyhawk, rest in peace.
But fellas, for everybody out there, I sent a list of questions out to the Peachtree Hoops staff. They were all more than willing to come in and talk about it. Sent out to the staff earlier this week, wanted to know their answers for stuff, and I just rounded up the general consensus, and there is one right answer and multiple wrong answers, guys. So one person on the staff that didn't respond was, hey, Garrick! Garrick didn't respond, so we're going to be testing all of our answers compared to him to see how wrong he is to what we think.
Bring it on.
But guys, before we start the season, or excuse me, not the season, the show, they normally have kind of like a monologue or some sort or whatever. David, you got anything to say before, talk about the Hawks season real quick in a quick 30 seconds before I play you off?
Honestly, no. I'm ready for the off season. Let's just get to it. Let's see who gets traded, what happens. That's about it. That's my little monologue right there.
Good job. I didn't have to
I'm just
play
ready
that.
to fast forward.
All right, Garrett. Last thoughts. Sad that none of you guys could wear a suit and tie for this award show that we're having going on.
Um, I wouldn't say it was a disappointing season, but kind of fell short of expectations. Uh, you just waiting for the off season. Gonna be some changes with the team. Maybe losing a key member. So, uh, just sad that this current group. This is the last time we got to see them together.
Yeah, it was fun, guys. It was fun. Well, since we're like apparently, I guess, metaphorically burying the casket right now, throwing the dirt in the casket. Guys, let's get into it. Again, anyone in the community that's listening, first of all, we thank you for listening right now, and thank you for listening to us. But be sure to comment, email, tweet, whatever of your thoughts on our awards and our award winners. So, getting started. What do I have? What was our first question? Because I brilliantly don't have everything up as I try to tap dance.
I think it was a favorite game.
It was favorite game. So, we have, at least I asked everyone, what was their favorite game from the year? We actually had a lot of good answers for this that I've come from, and next time I'm just going to have to have a survey. But Garrett, what do you have as your favorite game of the year?
I have the game against Houston.
Game against Houston?
Yes. December 29th.
I want to say we had two people. One other person mentioned that actually.
Yeah. First quarter, Houston came out really hot, just making everything. I think they scored like 41 points or something. The Hawks got down as many as like 22.
That's right.
And just steadied their way back. They were down, I believe they were down going into the fourth, like 7 or something like that. And Kent Bazemore with his signature shot of the season, a step back 3.
Okay.
Over James, over James Harden. So yeah, that game. It was coming off a loss, I believe.
I remember it because half the fan base wanted to turn on the team in the first quarter, and then for the rest of the game, it was nothing but love, nothing but love.
Yeah.
Well, David, you think he's right or wrong with the academy, with the crew?
Well, I actually missed that game. I think I was at work, and I just remember looking at Twitter and just seeing the rage coming from some of the fans. And I don't think I even watched it. I got home and I found out we won, and I just was like, all right, I'll just move on to the next one. But it seems like, I mean, that was the Hawks season. I mean, getting down early and coming back. You know, unfortunately, against the good teams, they couldn't win it. But, I mean, to have that kind of turnaround, that's a pretty good choice. So I can't be mad at that.
Well, David, I believe your answer was game 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, game 1 for sure. Even though it was stressful, it was just playoff basketball. Is just, you know, that's the basketball I want to see. So that one, I mean, it was an amazing game. I mean, I know that the Hawks almost found a way to blow it, and you know that shot that almost went in, it wouldn't have counted, but it's Atlanta, so somehow it probably would have counted. It's one of those things, but I just like playoff basketball, so nothing can never really top that for me. So that was my choice. Game 1, Boston.
Well, I was nodding my head profusely right there, agreeing with you about a stupid shot going in. But the consensus is from the staff is, drum roll, Game 6 versus Boston. Just the fact that they beat Boston in Boston and finally beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
That's a good choice.
Everyone loved that game. Just
Can't
because
argue with that.
everyone hates Boston. I know Garrick hates Boston the most out of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not disagreeing.
Josh, did I tell you how awkward it was when we had KL on, and I think your connection kept going out, and we were just talking. He said, I was just talking bad about Boston, just everything Boston. And everybody said he's from Boston.
Wait, what? He's from Boston?
Yeah, he lived in Boston for a couple
man.
years.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We love you, KL, just not Boston.
KL, we love you, man. Man, nah, Garrett, I did hear that because my connection, my stupid connection. But I did get some of your guys' conversation. It was great later on. That's right. Go like way back in the time capsule and go listen to that pod if you want. But that's funny. Snotty James, the guy that came on here, Snotty Drippin'. The Temecula, the guy that wanted to go fight, didn't want to fight in Temecula. When he came on here, he's a Boston fan, but we had a great time talking to him. So there are a couple good things from Boston.
Just a couple.
Yeah, I can name them maybe on my hand. That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, we have favorite player on the team, and well, no, I'll save it because he wasn't able to jump on. So, Garrett, who do you have as your favorite player?
My favorite player of the year, not what I know it's not what everybody else is gonna, but my favorite player was Sapolosha.
Oh my goodness, that is
That's different.
That is different. You were the first one to say that. We've had kind of like a range.
Really?
Yeah.
One person.
Well, we said somebody. Let me try to. Not one person wrote Tavo, but let me see. What is it that wrote? I think it was Patrick. Let me make sure of this. Guys, I'm looking this up. No, Patrick wrote Corver. Okay, I can't find it right now, but somebody wrote Muscala as their favorite player.
Say what?
Mike Muscala is their favorite player.
What?
I know. They felt like he was the mascot. But somebody wrote Mike Muscala is their favorite player for the year.
The lovable guy. All right. Okay. I guess that's like Ken Bazemore. He was the guy in Golden State, the bench celebration. So, all right, I'll give him that.
So, do you know who the favorite player of the year is, guys? As I open up the ballot to present the award before we talk about a minute, good on him.
It's got to be Millsap.
Kent Bazemore.
Oh,
Kent
what?
Bazemore. Kent Bazemore. We have our first upset of the night, man. Don't look confused. Don't look confused, David.
Favorite player?
Favorite player is Kent Bazemore. You can't get enough of the base gaze and the towel waving.
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's an upset. This is worse than Sylvester Stallone not winning Best Supporting Actor.
Millsap got robbed. I for sure thought it was going to be him. Either him or Horford. I guess, I don't know, man.
I like, you go on Kanye on me right now, man. I'd like to stop you right there, but Paul Millsap had the best. Best performance of the year. Nah.
Yeah, he did actually. 45 points.
He did.
Oh, man. Well, hey, fans love Bazemore.
Well, Kent Bazemore was everyone's favorite player through the year. We had a number of guys vote on this. And, well, David, since you're in shock, I'm going to go ahead and get you to tell me what did you see from Bazemore this year? Why people would have him as the favorite?
I mean, he improved a lot. You got to give the guy credit. He improved a lot. Just his personality, if you see him in interviews, he's a very likable guy. Seems down to earth. He's not standoffish or anything, and he's just one of those guys that just works hard. Just kind of all hustle. And I think the fans always gravitate towards that. You look at Zaza, he was a fan favorite here for a while, and he was just a hard worker, just one of those guys. So I think Bazemore, I could understand why. I guess I could see why he was everyone's favorite player. And of course, the Bays gays, anything that gets the fans involved, then they're going to gravitate towards that guy. So I would say that.
Yes. Garrick, please say something nice about Bazemore, because, going through my history, I realize.
It has to be up, Josh. People just like, I don't know, Josh.
His shot. How about his shot improved this year? We'll go with that. He shot the ball a lot better at times this year.
Yeah.
He missed a lot, but he had some nice games. We love Kent though, sorta.
We love him.
I don't love him at $12 million though. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh man,
sorry.
All right, guys, give me a second. I need to put a break here, in case if I end up editing this stuff later. All right, and we are back. So now we get into the interesting questions that really I couldn't think of anything, so I had asked this stuff. We are getting into favorite I guess, on-court related things for the team. I couldn't think of a shorter title for it. Is that our next question on here?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna change this up. So I'm gonna tell the award. Should I tell the award first? David, what you have written down is actually what I wrote down. So we have 2 votes.
Which part?
Your first answer.
Yeah.
Okay, what you have written down was my favorite thing also. And actually, it's the winner. It's actually the most voted thing. We had about 3 or 4 guys vote on this. But, of course, I'm going to find out what Garrick was wrong about. So, Garrick, go ahead and tell me
Favorite
what you have for this.
non-game related moment?
Yes.
I would have to say the thing, I don't know how to describe it, Harry in the playoffs, his little jump off the railing accident that got a lot of media attention. Hawks played some very funny videos on their social media account. So I guess that would be it. And I had like a part 2. I don't know if it's on the court, but the first mismatch uniform game of the year.
Oh,
that's a nice one.
That's a good one. We were playing Charlotte, I think, that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people didn't like them, but I love them.
I did. I love them too. It was one of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I love the red on the black, not the black on the red.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my 2.
Well, This is why I needed to do a ballot next time, because there are so many great moments from the season. The uniform reveal, anything Sir Foster, listening to me talk. Kidding. But our winner for this is Jeff T getting left at getting left in Detroit when the bus left. That I guess is the Peachtree Hoops Caw Cast winner for best memorable thing. Sadly, Jeff couldn't come to accept the award for this. But in his honor,
And we did get some clarification for that when Bob joined us.
Yeah.
I listened to that one. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. For those of you guys that didn't know, we talked to Bob Rathburn earlier in the year, and Bob, I guess, told us kind of a little backstory to that of how. What was it? Jeff was talking to his sister or something on the phone.
Something like that, I remember.
They left, and it wasn't until they got to the airport that they realized, wait a second, we're missing somebody.
Oh my god.
And the pizza box was empty.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone was talking about him holding the pizza, and everyone was saying, Jeff, that's not how you hold the pizza. And he said the box was empty. But it kind of makes me wonder, why was Jeff carrying around an empty pizza box? But
Right. There's so many tidbits in that one photo that it's just like, what is going on? Like,
You need something to keep scoring Uno. So I guess
the pictures of Dennis driving the bus, it was...
and it was Little Caesars. Like, really? Like, I know it's late, but come on, Jeff. Like, Little Caesars? Come on. It's the worst pizza ever.
$5 hot and ready. Come on, man. You gotta get it when you can.
No, Jeff, you can do better. We all can do better than Little Caesars.
That is true.
All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to send the answer out to somebody. I actually just asked the favorite player of the year on Twitter, and we had a we had a response of Paul Millsap. So props to you, Reggie, for answering that.
Finally. Someone with some sense. Bazemore.
All right, so this brings us to our next category, is most improved player on the Hawks.
Now we can talk about.
Now we can talk about Bazemore. No, I'm kidding. But there were a lot of... This answer kind of had, had multiple answers on this. And, well, it came down to an answer that that is understandable, but not one that I voted for. But, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give the answer first this time. Traded on draft night, we have most improved player is Tim Hardaway Jr. Someone doesn't agree. A couple people don't agree.
Oh boy.
We had a couple guys on the staff vote for that. I can see it in the sense that he didn't play it all through the year, but then I guess kind of like, towards the back end of the year, you realize, oh, he's not terrible like he was advertised for with the Knicks. Crossing our fingers that he's basically going to make that Bazemore leap in skill. But I see you guys don't agree. Garrett, who did you get?
Paul Millsap.
Paul. Ooh.
Yes.
I think we had one person say Paul Millsap. No. Yes. I don't know. I can't remember. But
yes,
totally
coming into the year, we didn't know who our best player was. Was it Al? Was it Paul? But I think this season kind of solidified Paul Millsap's place as the best player on the Hawks. Got that contract and came out and balled out. Best power forward in the East, probably.
Yes. Yes.
And finally got some recognition on the defensive end. Hope he gets some all defensive teams, all NBA teams. He came out and he improved from last year. I know Bazemore improved, but yeah, Paul Millsap took his game to the next level.
That's fair. I wouldn't be mad at that answer.
So true. Well, we had multiple other whatchamacallit, thoughts on
Answers.
that.
Yeah, I think I had Mike Scott. I think that was my guy, and only because of the playoffs. I thought he really helped us there. Bazemore was probably the obvious choice, but I didn't want to go with the obvious choice. So I went with Mike Scott. He played a lot better this year than he did last year, because
Way to
last
be
year he was
original there.
atrocious. So I went with Mike Scott. Because what was it? After the game 5 in Indiana where he hit all those threes, like he couldn't hit a shot after that for a long time. I mean, from 3 anyways. And this year he was a lot better looking at the numbers. So I chose Mike Scott. We'll see if he's on the team next year, though. Who knows?
Well, let's see. I was going to say we'll see what team he's playing for. He might be doing the basketball version of the longest yard. But hey, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there right now.
Yikes.
Oh, man, who said that? I love you, Mike. Mike, I am joking. I am joking 100%. I want to say it was tough for me personally. I put up, I think, Bazemore just because last year I didn't think he was a basketball player. Like, I questioned how he got in the NBA watching him play Bucks last season. And then this year it was just kind of like, oh, okay, he can actually play in this league. But anyway, was not to take away from Tim Hardaway Jr. Congratulations for your award, Tim Hardaway Jr. Hopefully next year you continue to grow and make that step. And, whew, boy, there's going to be a world, like there's going to be a dark timeline where next year's starting backcourt is going to be Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, don't say it.
There's going to be
that hurts. That hurts my heart right now to even think about that.
So
not those together, no.
So we have player that we've turned around on through the year. Like, maybe you thought one thing about him and thought the other. Maybe you thought highly of them and they went bad. Maybe you thought lowly of them and they turned good. Garrick, as always, let's see how wrong you are to what the people think.
I'll have to say Mike Scott. Coming into the year, he was our worst defensive player. I don't think that can that be argued? Our worst defensive player that played regular minutes.
Without a question, yes.
And
that's fair.
He improved so much, especially on defense. He's establishing in the post, getting his hands up. He's not getting lost on the perimeter as much. And it probably affected his offense earlier in the year. He was kind of focused on the defensive end. But he came around and started playing, I wouldn't say it was excellent two-way ball, but he start being serviceable on both ends. So Mike Scott is mine.
Well, let me crack open the ballot real quick. Open the golden envelope and see what we have here. And the correct answer is Mike Scott. Yes, Mike Scott actually won this award. And accepting for Mike Scott will be myself to give a quick 20-minute apology for every terrible thing I've ever said about him in the last 2 years. Mike Scott, actually, he was not terrible in defense this year, which was amazing. And he wasn't chucking the ball. He ran to the basket. He went to the basket on fast breaks. He was great at finishing. He wasn't taking terrible jumpers. He improved his three-point shot, I think, just from an eye. And I hate seeing the eye test, but visually he looked like maybe he was just more efficient. Defensively, he was like normal, like adequate. He wasn't terrible in getting destroyed. And what else? He was one of the better bench players in the playoffs that we had.
Yeah, which wasn't a lot. It's not saying a lot, unfortunately, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. David, go ahead. Continue on that.
No, I had Mike Scott. I agree with it. His defensive rating was, I think, in the 90, 94, 95, something like that. So, I mean, that's in the regular season. So, I mean, I thought that he had a big turnaround. The numbers didn't look like it because he only plays, 15 minutes a game. You know, it's kind of hard to put up good stats in that. But he was efficient for the most part. So, a big turnaround from last year. So, I don't know, maybe the off-season troubles kind of, lit a fire under him to, get it together. So, I don't know, but I think Mike Scott is the obvious choice for it. That's who I picked, and that's who everyone else seemed to pick too. So I'm good with Mike Scott.
Remember earlier in the year he had his hair dyed, whatever color it was.
Oh God,
that goldish, odd color. But
yeah, I think I tried to forget that.
I'm looking at my Twitter right now, guys. Completely off topic, but we got another Paul Millsap vote for favorite player. So there is that, guys. Keep fighting the good fight.
Well, let me just say this. I didn't even have Paul Millsap as my favorite player. I had Schroeder. So I guess I can't be too mad about Millsap not getting voted because I didn't even vote for him, but I thought he'd be the obvious choice. But I took Dennis. I'm pretty sure that's controversial.
Stop taking away from Mike Scott's moment right now. So, great. Good on Mike Scott. So, now we're going to X Factor. Who was this year's X Factor like, when they were on? Because of how this team is constructed, this question, could go so many different ways, but I think I went with majority vote on this one. David, do you remember who your X Factor was?
It was Dennis Schroeder. And I guess my definition of X Factor, for me, it was just, if this guy shows up, we're going to win. And for the most part, when Dennis played well, we won, unless it was just one of those weird games where Dennis was on and everyone else was off. So that was just kind of my definition of the X Factor. That if he's not on, maybe not. But if he's on, it's almost a guaranteed win. I felt like anyways. So I had Schroeder. When he was playing well, he was playing well. Unfortunately, when he wasn't playing well, it was bad sometimes. So he was my X Factor. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree, and I'm okay with that.
I agree.
Oh, we got an agreement.
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of good answers. A lot of good answers for this from the academy, or rather from the staff. We had Thabo Cephalosha. We had even Chris Humphries. And by the way, shout out to Chris Humphries for that crossover on Kevin Love.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the most hilarious thing, I understand we lost that game, guys. Trust me, I understand we lost that game, but and this is for the audience listening, but if that wasn't the most hilarious thing, watching it on TV.
It was. It was just. It was random. You just don't expect that. And I think he just slipped. Like he didn't even really. He just slipped on. I guess the floor was wet, but still, it was great. And then to see it live was even better.
Just
And I don't remember if that was before or after Al Horford dunked on him, but
it was before.
yeah,
It was
No, no.
after.
Okay,
I thought it was
no,
after.
okay, I could be wrong.
If only we could have pulled that one away. But
Like Chris
it is what it
Humphries,
is.
Chris Humphries
Yeah.
crossed him over. That was
Yeah,
just
crossed over. You got crossed by a Kardashian, a former. Like, come on, Kevin Love. Like that's embarrassing.
well, Kevin Love's career after going to Cleveland, where
Yeah.
me personally, he's just basically been exposed as a better David Lee, a slightly better version of David Lee. But
Yeah,
man,
that's fair. But I mean, you know how they play him. They put him out there on the 3-point line and just make him sit there. So kind of sucks for him. But oh well. I have no sympathy for Cleveland.
man. So I'm gonna tell the winner real quick, but I met a Cleveland fan the other day, guys. It was shocking because he was as sympathetic to Atlanta sports because he was like, "Yeah, no, you guys have a terrible life, also." I'm like, thank you. That's all we wanted was acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So, winner for this year's X Factor is Mr. Golden Audie himself and owner of the exclusive DS17 Lounge, Dennis Schroeder. Am I pronouncing that right? Because I've been saying Schroeder this whole time, and I've been wrong.
I believe it's Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Not Schroeder. Schroeder.
Schroeder. I call myself a fan. Guys, Dennis. Dennis is our X Factor. How do I put this to Dennis? Watching Dennis play is a wild ride. It's like a roller coaster. And you will have your ups and you will have your downs.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, there's really no in between sometimes. It's either up or down.
I don't know, Garrick, is there an in between, like a calm version watching Dennis play?
No.
Oh boy. Someone said that he was the new Josh Smith, and I kind of agreed because Josh could make an amazing play and then he could make a boneheaded play and then make an amazing play again.
Well, I'm not gonna go that
stupid. So
I'm not gonna go with Dennis being that bad. Josh, no. Watching Josh play was like outside of his like one season of miracle play. I'm gonna support Dennis here and say he is not that bad.
I mean, Josh wasn't that bad. He just kept shooting jumpers, and you know, I don't know. Dennis reminded them of Josh, and I think it got to a point in the playoffs where he was shooting those threes, and it was like, dude, like, stop. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. But I mean, you know,
that's totally understandable, actually. I don't know. It's just Josh. Like Dennis would constantly at least. I can't believe I'm defending Dennis here. Josh Smith.
Is this a first?
No, I really like watching Dennis. I really like him. It's just to put him on Josh Smith's level is just kind of. I don't know what to think on that, but thank you, Dennis, for being X Factor. We thank you for your contributions of getting the technicals on Isaiah Thomas, and then, man, it's going to be odd. Well, you know what? We're going to be doing summer talk. Obviously, we have all time to talk about that. We're going to be talking about the summer and upcoming thoughts, possibly next week.
I'm alright. I'm here, guys.
Who we got? Hold on a second, man. We got somebody interrupting my broadcast right here. Who's this, Reggie? I sent the invite out. Reggie, what's up, man? Can you hear us? We're getting some sound. Hold on a second, man. Oh, can you hear us, man?
There he is.
Yes, I got y'all. I'm here.
Hey, man! Welcome to the pod. We are recording. We're going over our kind of like our postseason award show type of thing right now,
okay.
and just giving thoughts. We're actually. Let's see what you think on this, man. We were talking about who do you think the Hawks' X factor would be?
For the season?
Yeah, for the year.
For the season, ooh, that's a good one.
It's a lot of possibilities. What's the first one that comes to your mind? We're just talking about it right now as you joined on.
I'm gonna say Dennis Schroeder.
Hey! You got everybody's answer, man.
Yeah.
You got the answer. You got the answer. Well, thank you for coming on right now, man. We were just going through some of the stuff. We were talking about, as you saw my tweet to you, favorite player, we were talking about most improved. Well, we're going to get into this later in the pod when we get towards the end, since
Most improved?
Well, the question about that I'm going to ask you real quick, since you're joining us.
Okay.
What is your favorite moment from the year? What is your favorite moment from this season?
My favorite moment from this season. Does that count in the playoffs?
Yeah, man. Just anything. Anything for the year.
Well, beating Boston in Game 6. You know that. No. The Game 5.
Oh, the Game 5 blowout. Game 5.
I would probably say when we got down in Game 5, was it 29-19? And then we went on that big, gigantic
big run. Yeah, Game 5. Well, we voted for Game 6.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here, man.
Yeah, but also
oh man.
Game 5 Boston. Got down in the first, but came back. We went on that little big run in the second quarter, and then in the third quarter we were up by nearly 30. That Game 6 against Boston.
Okay, great.
Game 5 against Boston.
Game 5. All right. Game 6 was voted as favorite game because of the thought of beating Boston really. Anyway, hold on, let me mute you real quick. I was having some trouble on your audio. Anyway, Reggie, thank you for joining us. I muted you real quick. If you could unmute yourself, did you have anything you wanted to say, like 30 seconds real quick, before we continue with this thing? Gotta mute yourself. Going once, going twice. Okay, we were having some difficulties with them, but Reggie, I appreciate you coming on. Why won't this work? Okay, fellas, we're back. So, Garrick alluded to this earlier in the pod, but now we have defensive player. Who do you think the defensive player of the year is? Logic would say Cephalosha. We could throw in Horford.
What?
We could. I'm going through the possibilities, man. You gotta tell me.
Logic wouldn't say that.
I don't know. Look, man. Okay, no. You say face more is when you should like facepalm, or I don't know, man.
There's only one choice, Josh. I don't.
Well, there is one choice
This is
here.
hard.
But there is one choice, but you're making this hard on me because I'm trying to build up the suspense and you're killing it.
I don't like you bearing the lead right here. There's only one choice.
Fine. Go ahead and give the answer because it sounds like you have it right.
Mike Muscala is the. I'm joking.
Shut up! I hate you.
Oh my.
Mike Muscala, man. Nah, man. No. Millsap. That's what you're going to say.
Paul Millsap.
Paul Millsap, seemingly able to defend like every position on the floor.
Just about.
Just about every position on the floor he could defend.
Yeah.
Millsap was amazing on offense this year, scoring off the dribble for the power forward position. And at the same time, on defense, he was amazing. He allowed us to go to the small ball where he would play the 5 with Mike Scott lineup that we did a lot of the times this year. But, man, he was amazing. Quick hands allowed him to get the steals this year. He better be up there with the all-defensive, well, at least I hope, but who knows? I don't know.
I hope so.
Go ahead, David. What were you going to say on him?
No, I just saying he should be. I don't think he got a lot of defensive player of the year votes, but all defensive team, he better be on the first team. I think he was that good this year, and I even think even just in the paint. I mean, him and Horford. I know this is Millsap's award, but his paint protection I thought was really great. And then come playoff time, I mean, they swatted everything that Boston, took inside. Unfortunately, it didn't continue versus Cleveland because they, didn't really go inside anymore. But, we're not going to talk about that. But it was definitely Millsap. He was our defensive player of the year. He was kind of the anchor, basically. I thought, anyways.
The anchor man.
Yeah, there you go, the anchor man.
Paul Millsap, man. I'm wearing the jersey shirt right now. Too cheap to afford the jersey, but the jersey shirt.
Jersey? Isn't that what it's called?
Jersey? I love my jersey, man.
I actually have to get one of those.
I'm looking for the Kirk Heinrich one. Like, if I could find the old number 6 Kirk Heinrich, that's going to be up there. Why didn't you guys vote Kirk Heinrich as X Factor, by the way? But
oh my God.
Moving on.
I'm not going to touch that.
Memorial Player of the Year, Kirk Heinrich. We get it.
Yeah, seriously. Player. We should have a category of player you forgot existed on this team. Kirk Heinrich, everybody.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to have, hopefully, I'm going to have Chris and Jason on to talk about our last 2 categories. But let's continue. Let us continue. Go to the next kind of award, next category we have, which is, what will you guys miss the most from this year? And we actually kind of had a consensus on this one, which was shocking. But, Garrick, let me hear your answer. What are you going to miss the most from this season?
Watching the team, I guess.
Which is a great answer. Great answer.
Thank you, Josh. I put a lot of thought into these.
I appreciate it. That's what all those years at Georgia State got you right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And same with me.
Southern.
That's right. Oh, you're from the other GSU?
The real GSU.
The other GSU?
Guys.
All right, we're getting off topic. Hell,
Um,
Southern.
that's what this show is about, just getting off topic. We have a rivalry in football just because both initials are GSU.
Yeah, it's stupid, but hey, I'll take it. Whatever.
Okay, so Dave, your answer that you gave was actually kind of the consensus answer. Something that like that.
Yeah.
But basically, what everybody said that they're going to miss this year is possibly Al Horford, Jeff Teague, and I was about to say Dennis Bazemore for like the 800th time, but Kent Bazemore. We're going to miss those guys, the longtime vets that have been with this team through the years. Well, minus Bazemore, but
Yeah, Jeff. He was my answer mainly because I just feel like the writing was on the wall that he gets traded. But of course, that's it's not a fact or whatever. But I think a lot of fans are gonna miss Jeff Teague. Obviously, we had the show this past week or whatever, and it was Civil War, and I tweeted earlier in the season that was Atlanta's Civil War. It was Jeff Teague or Dennis Schroeder. So, and it divided the fan base a lot, and I think Jeff Teague kind of lost out. So we've seen him grow from a guy who couldn't get on the court for just at all, and then all of a sudden he's putting 20 on the MVP Derrick Rose, and now he's possibly leaving. So I think he was my player for what I'm gonna miss the most. But it's basketball. That's what happens.
you're making me tear up. Yeah, so we're gonna miss the most. Granted, honorable mention the fans, the other fans out there, the writers, blah blah blah. But there's also possibly Horford that we're gonna miss the most.
Yeah.
To which I've already decided if we're gonna have one of those guys leave, which we're gonna really get into maybe next week. Or later this week, who knows, next week. We're just going to get into the eulogy for when one of them leave, but this summer, it's going to be fun times in the Hawks front office. So, that said, on a somber, terrible note, let's talk about what are you guys going to look forward to?
My answer was the summer league. That's the last bit of sports that I can watch during the summer, just because I don't follow baseball as much now that I'm in Chicago and not Atlanta. So it's going to be a rough summer. So summer league is my last little hope of sports until football comes back. So I want to see summer league. I want to see who Atlanta picks up in the draft if they don't trade it for another Tim Hardaway. But I want to see who they pick up, and maybe we'll see those guys that we drafted last year, the Erickson and some other dude, whatever. I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
he's my favorite one.
Agravanis or something like that. I probably butchered his name. I'm sorry, but yeah, I want to see if those guys can do anything for us, and also Eddie. I want to see Eddie play. So that was my pick for what I'm looking forward to later.
Yeah, off season, just the off season. Heck of times for the off season this year, guys. So that pretty much just ends, at least for us right now. You know what? Never mind. Let's just go over real quick our quick 30-second thoughts real quick on these last two questions I have. Player looking forward to. Garrick, who's your player you're looking forward to, like in the future, upcoming years,
I thought we were just doing next year.
or next year? Excuse me.
Well, next year it's Thiago. I
Oh,
want to see Thiago healthy season under his belt.
Thiago.
I don't think he came here with good hips. So,
I'm sorry.
Good hips. Just how you said that, man. He didn't come here with some good hips, and I'm like,
he didn't come here with Shakira hips.
okay, there we go. The hips don't lie. There we go.
I want to see Thiago play, and I want to see him in the system. See how we acclimate him.
I feel he would have been helpful down the stretch. I said Eddie, but we are actually going to have someone come on and tell us and talk about the winner of this award and what they're looking forward to. So tune in on that.
Yeah, mine was Schroeder. Shooter. You know, I want to see how if he can
Literally
take his
shorter
game to the next level.
Yeah. And all right, so someone honorable mention. Someone said whoever the heck the shooting guard / small forward is going to be next year.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Just wrote off all our wings. Jeez. Yeah.
All right, so now let's talk about the award of our awards. The one that's slightly higher than everybody. Who is the MVP of this season? Most valuable player. It could be Horford because he's the glue. It could be Jeff because he's the head of the snake. It could be Kent Bazemore because it could be Kyle Korver because of his three-point shooting. Or it could be the Anchorman. It could be the Anchorman who seemingly has won every other award. The suspense is killing me this year.
Jerome Jurinovich.
It could be Bob Rathburn. It could be Bob Rathburn for being the true MVP and coming on our show and explaining the Jeff getting left behind story.
Yeah, everyone loves Bob.
Everyone loves him.
How can
It could be you, the listeners, that shockingly, okay, so before we announce this award, which I know the suspense is killing you guys, I want to thank the listeners real quick for everyone for listening. When we started this back up again earlier this year, it just kind of came to my mind, like, you know what, we should start the podcast again. And thank you to Garrick for coming on and coming in like every week, giving up his busy schedule to talk stupidness and Hawks basketball with me. And everyone else that's come in here, David, JM, Christian, James, Tony, the guests that's come in.
Except you, Sam.
Except for you, Sam. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. No, it's cool. We've been getting a ton of listens. I've been getting people telling me on the Twitter saying, hey, I look forward to the episode because, you guys talk Hawks. We've had a ton of replays. About weekly, we have 5 to 10 downloads of our episodes. Our most popular episode has had over 300 plays, so it's shocking that you guys want to come in and listen to us, and we thank you, the true MVP out there. Okay, now that we got that out the way, no, I'm kidding. Thank you. Anywho, we are going to be talking about the MVP coming up right now. Okay, so let me stop the broadcast.